1-year anniversary of the shooting at Apalachee High School that left 2 students dead, 2 teachers dead, and many, many others hurt. The community, the school coming together today to remember the victims and also to community service projects like we heard Tyler saying, showing off a mural that's been painted, basically doing what we can to remember those lives that are impacted and all work toward moving together as well. But Georgia House Democrats held a press conference marking this 1-year anniversary. So we have our Deidre Dukes. She's joining us live at the Georgia State Capitol with more on what the goal of that was, Deidre, and how it went. Good morning.
Good morning, Elise. And it really was a somber morning of remembrance for those victims who lost their lives 1 year ago on the Apalachee High School campus. We heard not only from Democratic state lawmakers today, but also from current and former Apalachee High School students. And we also heard from gun control advocates who also were expressing their concerns, ongoing concerns about the gun violence that we're seeing at school campuses across the country. But they did pause really today, saying this was a day of remembrance. It was a day to honor those who lost their lives. They named those who passed away 1 year ago, who were shot and killed there on campus in Barrow County. And they also asked the question of what more could be done to prevent future tragedies. How did something like this happen? And how can we prevent something like this happening again? They spoke of the recent shooting that we saw at the Catholic school in Minnesota, where we saw some lives tragically lost there at a school there, a Catholic school. They wanted to say this doesn't have to happen, and we all need to, no matter Republicans, Democrats, we all need to work together for this change. And they also praised some efforts that we saw last year here under the Gold Dome to pass legislation. We spoke to one person who's been lobbying for change since the shooting, and she said that she also has seen some positive steps there, saying that she really supports the changes made in the wake of the school safety laws here, saying that that's a good start.
I think HB 268 is a great start, and I'm hoping that they do expand more and looking into more of the threats that are being made across Georgia. I think we need to do something to really circumvent that from happening in our communities, because they just keep happening. And we want to know where and what we can do to protect each school and each community. I'm hoping that, it's a good beginning. I know I saw Speaker John Burns say that, it's a beginning and a start. So I'm hoping, they continue that fight as well.
We've got to do our part to work on the mental health side of things. Deidre, I was a competitive shooter in high school and college. I carried a gun to high school. I carried a gun to college. I am a firm believer in our Second Amendment rights. The gun's not the enemy. It's the mental health issue that we got to deal with. And that's where, for me, I hope that we can continue to make progress in that regard. I know that, when it comes to safe storage, I was proud that the district attorney actually went after the parents for allowing that 14-year-old to have access to that firearm. That's one of those things that's important, that, people need to be held accountable. And I will tell you that it's a tragedy, and nobody wants to see their loved ones killed in gun violence.
And that second individual you heard from Republican State Senator Frank Ginn, of course, speaking to the mental health aspect of this issue that state lawmakers have been wrestling with as to how best to address school violence on our campuses, not here, only here in Georgia, but across the country. He also took the opportunity to praise the efforts of law enforcement, their actions on the day of the shooting. Really just an emotional day for all those here under the Gold Dome, Elise.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Deidre, we've been checking in with our Tyler Fingert there outside of Apalachee High School, and just, getting a sense of what the tone is there today, with students and staff and faculty actually there, but doing community service projects. So it sounds exactly like the same tone that you're picking up from at the state capitol for us as well. Our Deidre Dukes live for us. Deidre, thank you so much. We appreciate it.